Aloha! Welcome to paradise. In this way, Hawaii greets its latest airport arrivals in Honolulu, capital of the islands. The Hawaii Islands are situated in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and form the 50th state of the USA. In the southeast of the island of Oahu, Honolulu is a modern town and the starting point for most journeys. In 1840, King Kamehameh, who unified the Hawaiian Islands, moved here from Maui. Later on, King David Kalakana had the Iolani Palace built, a magnificent Victorian structure in the centre of Honolulu. At present, the only royal palace in the USA. The Harbour Tower was built in 1926 and, at a height of 56 metres, for many years was the tallest building in Hawaii. Today's downtown skyscrapers look down on it, but the beautiful harbour view remains. The museum focuses on the history of sea travel. One exhibit is the double-hulled Polynesian sailing boat Hokulea, which in 1976 proved that it could sail the 620 miles to Tahiti and back. Another exhibit is the four-mast Falls of Clyde. This passenger ship was built in England in 1878 and sailed between San Francisco and Honolulu. A museum commemorates the events of the 7th of December 1941. Historic Pearl Harbour was the scene of a major tragedy. Practically the whole of the American Pacific Fleet was bombed by the Japanese and destroyed. The USS Arizona sank with 1,100 soldiers on board. The adjoining Submarine Museum features submarines and marine ordnance. The journey goes further along the east coast in the north to the Polynesian Cultural Centre. In this cultural park, 7 South Sea regions are represented, among them Fiji, Tonga and Tahiti. Strolling through the museum villages, the incumbents tell stories of their history, culture and daily lives. The evening folk dance show represents the climax of an intriguing visit. the fertile highlands of the island, we visit the Dole pineapple plantation. In 1899, James Dole began to grow pineapples on a grand scale, and in 1906 the first canning factory was built. Coffee shrubs also thrive in the lush red soil. We again return to the Halawa Coast. Different Hawaiian souvenirs are on offer here. Large conch shells, knotted lampshades and wooden masks, and also many types of surfboards and colourful sarongs. The valley of Nuuanu Pali is of great importance in Hawaiian history. Here, a decisive battle took place when King Kamehameh came from Maui and triumphantly drove the troops of the chief of Oahu into the mountains. This battle formed the political union of the Hawaii Islands. Travelling north, the next point of interest is the Sea Life Park. A large water entertainments park with various aquariums containing sharks, rays and turtles. As always, the performing seals steal the show. In the valley of a tropical forest is the Waimea Park. In this botanical garden, numerous Hawaiian plants and flowers can be enjoyed. Young men dive from the top of a waterfall. Tropical trees and plants, wild exotic birds and Hawaiian totem poles. Reminders of the early settlers in this idyllic park set in the Pacific. summer months, the north coast is peaceful, with clear water and sandy bays. Now the island's people fly their elaborate kites. In winter, the world's best surfers collect on Sunset Beach. The world's most sought-after waves are here, some of which reach as high as the tallest church steeples. Aloha is the magic word of Hawaii. It means welcome, goodbye, and love. Life is so easy in paradise. Endless beaches and breathtaking sunsets. It's difficult to say farewell. Like a never-ending emerald green chain, the 132 islands of the Hawaiian Atoll rise out of the deep blue Pacific Ocean. Kaua'i, the Garden Island, is the most northern gem of the Hawaiian archipelago. Almost completely green, like a finely manicured garden. Here, life is quieter and more natural compared to the other islands. Wide valleys, fertile ground, and wonderful beaches leave the visitor in rapture. The Wailua River is the only navigable river in Hawaii, and a boat trip upstream gives the traveller a natural and fascinating sense of discovery. The journey begins. Although new to you, the scenery may be familiar because some notable films were shot on Kaua'i: Jurassic Park, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Blue Hawaii. With Hawaiian music and dance, the guides entertain. The boat chugs along an impressive shoreline. Passing canoeists enjoy the extra rough and tumble of the wake caused by larger boats. A few more bends and the river journey reaches its destination. A warm welcome is guaranteed. banks of the Wailua River, an original Hawaiian village was recreated. An insight into how Hawaiian people lived, worked, and celebrated. Kaua'i lies apart from the other islands. It was here that some of the first Polynesian immigrants settled, where they led a different lifestyle compared to that on the other islands. And, even to this day, Kaua'i has retained its individual way of life. Tropical rainforests on the mountain slopes and a colourful floral display. That is Kaua'i. A wonderful sight as the Opaikaa waterfall cascades 100 metres down onto algae-covered lava. Also in the Wailua Valley is a botanical garden, the beauty and abundance of which is breathtaking. Heaven on earth. Exotic plants and animals, and everywhere, lush growth. Rich vegetation explains the meaning of Garden Island. Due to the climate, many tropical plants and shrubs thrive here which otherwise would not be so prolific. The journey takes us past the southern tip, heading west. The cultivation of sugarcane on the island has a long tradition. the beach of Waimea, on the 19th of January 1778, the English sea captain James Cook was the first European to set foot on Hawaiian territory. Mark Twain called it the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. The Waimea Canyon is 1,200 meters deep, 3.5 kilometers wide, and 16 kilometers long. The impressive gorge that the Waimea River has carved out in the volcanic landscape is a feast to the eyes. From various viewpoints, steep rock walls. A natural phenomenon in green, red, and brown. Here, the weather changes very quickly. 1 minute fog, the next bright sunshine. On the extreme tip, in the north of the island, there is a lighthouse which was built in 1913. But which is no longer in use today. The waves break against the steep 60-meter-high cliffs. Here, the volcanic mass spread across the ocean before it reached the other islands, thus forming one of the most outstanding islands. From the mainland, the most distant group of islands in the world is alluring, with its volcanic landscape, paradise valleys, endless dreamy beaches, and Polynesian charm. Maui, the island of valleys. 2 volcanoes dominate this extraordinary island. Sandy beaches, green pastures, thick jungle, and a bleak lunar-like landscape. A favourite destination is the winding road to Hana. More than 600 hairpin bends lead through lush rainforest, past waterfalls and lava beaches. Maui, second largest of the Hawaiian Islands, with fewer inhabitants than on Oahu and Big Island. early days of settlement, the fertility of the island played an important role. Until 1843, this was the seat of the Hawaiian kings. The Ho'okipa Beach on the north coast is the Mecca, the Nirvana, the promised land of the international surfing elite. From the shore, experts can be seen in action with sails and boards. The journey continues along the coast, around the Western Mountains. Colourful and lively hustle and bustle rules the streets and promenades of Lahaina, which used to be the capital and most important whaling port of the Hawaiian Islands. Pleasure boats and catamarans await visitors in the harbour. In the grounds of the open-air museum, houses from old Hawaii are on show. In the past, up to 400 ships were anchored here simultaneously. The crews introduced diseases which spread among the inhabitants, who were eventually cared for by missionaries. From a Victorian-style station embarks the Sugarcane Train. This narrow-gauge train travels through the sugar plantations to Nuuanu Pali. The puffing steam locomotive requires frequent stops for water. In earlier days, this train took the harvested sugarcane from the fields to the factory. Sugarcane used to be one of the most important products. In the middle of the island there is a villa which belonged to one of the sugar barons and is now a museum featuring the cultivation of sugarcane. The sugarcane plantations were controlled by 5 companies. Today, the industry is heavily subsidized and will probably cease. The protea, which originates from Africa, thrives here. Haleakale, meaning House of the Sun, the largest dormant volcano in the world. Business-minded organizers bring cyclists to the volcano and then travel down the winding 60-kilometer road to the sea. Behind the white domes are hidden civil and military observation points. "3,000 meters above sea level, with a crater as big as Manhattan. That's how the island's tourist attraction is presented. Before sunrise, hundreds of visitors wend their way up to the biggest crater in the world, 12 kilometers long, 4 kilometers wide and a good 900 meters deep. The perimeter of the crater measures 34 kilometers. Horse tracks lead down into the crater, the bottom of which contains expelled volcanic waste and ash. The Maui Ocean Center is not only the largest tropical aquarium in the islands, but the largest in the entire USA. On the west coast is the tropical extravaganza, the Grand Wailua Resort. Magnificent buildings, landscaped pools, art and floral treasures. straight from the holiday brochures and the epitome of Hawaiian luxury, situated in an area of nearly 1 square kilometre and equipped with 787 rooms. This extraordinary and fantasy-like hotel is now a must in the itinerary of visitors to Maui. The traditional Hawaiian festivity of luau takes place in various large hotels. The songs and dances of the natives are an amazing experience. Maui, a kaleidoscope of luxury and calm, of nature and the illusions of the South Sea. Soulful songs describe this paradise in the Pacific, an island born of dreams. However, Hawaii originates from fire and water, an explosive combination, but well soothed by the magic of its landscape. Hawaii, Big Island, is the largest of the group of islands, featuring many different landscapes: desert, tropical forest, steep cliffs and volcanoes. A narrow coast road leads through thick tropical forest and lush undergrowth. But there are also frequent glimpses of rocky coastline and the sea. In the tropical botanical garden of Pepe'ekeo, a stunning array of South Sea blossoms is on show. Indigenous trees, rare plants, and exotic animals line the route. The journey takes us through varied landscapes, each of which is portrayed according to its own climatic conditions. Rocky cliffs with rough surf contrast with white sandy beaches, and shores covered with black lava sand. Hawaii boasts the highest mountain in the world, measured from the ocean bed, and the most active volcano in North America, plus an invitation to the only tropical skiing in the world. Massive waterfalls spurt into the depths below. Jagged, rocky coastlines break the surface of the Pacific Ocean, and tropical lagoons captivate the soul. In the northern part of the island, Parker Ranch is the largest privately owned cattle ranch in the USA. Huge herds of cattle inhabit its green pastures. The Southwest Coast Road leads to the place of worship of the original Hawaiians. Various relics from the time of the first settlement, together with carved wooden godlike figures, are displayed in these holy grounds. It is thought that the first Polynesian immigrants landed on this island. The active Kilauea volcano lies on the eastern side of the island, in the middle of the national park, and is best reached from Hilo. Nowhere else in the world can danger be studied so safely as in the Hawaiian Volcanoes National Park on Big Island. The Halamaumau, at approximately 800 meters wide, is a crater within a main crater which was filled with liquid lava for more than a century. Again and again, the Earth pours out its fiery lava, its actual gas content very low. Even today, the volcano steams and bubbles from numerous cavities. The Hawaiian fire god, Pele, sends fiery lava down to the sea. With it, the island grows day by day, and the lava already covers an area of 80 square kilometers. However, the road leads down to the coast, where exotic magic awaits and the dangers of the volcano are quickly forgotten. The Hawaiian Islands lie like pearls in the endless Pacific Ocean seascape. Dreams become reality here. Aloha. Goodbye to paradise.